Hello, NWOBHM here. Today I've got you some real proper under the radar stuff back from the good old NWOBHM days. The band is Alverna Gunn, and this is their two demo recordings from early 1980s that have been released on a limited edition run of 300 CDs. Before I tell you about it, please do subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind, because that would be marvellous. And also, looking at the cover there, if you can tell me what that ink blot is, or supposed to be, that might be useful as well. Perhaps it's one of them, test things that you go to medical appointments and they say, what does this look like? Anyway, I don't know, but perhaps you do. Back to Alverna Gunn. They formed in 1978 down in Suffolk, Lowestoft. They weren't around for too long, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, I think, before they split, and that seems that it was mainly due to not bagging a recording contract. Not that they didn't try to get one. They did go all the way from Lowestoft to London a couple of times to record demo tapes in 1980 and 1982, and that's what we've got here. Those two demo tapes. Plus a couple of other songs, and sadly for the band, those demos didn't land them a recording contract, and neither did some reasonably high profile support slots locally with the likes of Hawkwind and Budgie, but there wasn't a queue of record companies wanting to sign them up. But that's unfortunate, because the evidence from these demos is, certainly to my ears, that Alverna Gunn did have the songs and the ability to make a mark if they were given the opportunity. Here we've got 9 songs, all of them are nicely heavy, bounce along, chunky riffs, bass is nicely up in the mix, there's some really solid drumming to keep it all under control, nifty solos and guitar breaks, and some energetic vocals. I like it plenty. My ears make comparisons with the more straight ahead, if I can call it that, stuff which Rush were doing early doors, say on the first album or Summer Fly By Night, the more straight ahead songs. And I can hear a lot of Budgie, which is no bad thing, and perhaps a smidgen of UFO as well. Certainly the Budgie influence is quite strong, and I don't think that's any bad thing, being a big Budgie fan. I do miss that band. What we got musically? Well, Death Wish, for example, is a nice one to start it off. A nice crunchy riff, all bounces along with the bass. There's a bit of a quieter midsection before it breaks out and builds up again, pacey, and a nice chunky guitar solo as well. I think that's excellent to start with. Lost Without a Trace has a sort of a gentle atmospheric intro before the free-flowing riffage comes in. The solo has a bit of a Alex Lifeson tinge to it, the early stuff he was doing on those first 2 Rush songs, for example. Nice catchy hook. I think it would have gone well on Fly By Night. You Got to Pay for Rock and Roll is a fun, heavy, bluesy influenced number. Big thumping bass line. Lots of Budgie in this one, I thought. Had Burke Shelley been singing, it could have come off Power Supply. East or West, Mad Dog, and Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Each of that trio is nicely tight, fast and pacey, and not to mention catchy as well. I think they all flow together very well. Silent Running, I think that's a bit of a proggy tinge to this one. It's quite a jaunty number, and some tasty guitar breaks. Take the Easy Way as more Budgie style for me on this one. Relentless Budgie style. The bass pushes it along. And then comes Lifeline, which has got some hard bits and some quiet bits, and more of those short yet effective guitar breaks. I say that Alverna Gunn here had some very solid stuff overall, and they certainly had the talent, I think, based on listening to this a few times, if not the opportunity, to go beyond those 2 demos when the new wave of British heavy metal was taking off around about 1980, when they did record these demos. Such a shame, but happened to many in the NWOBHM era band, didn't it? As I've mentioned, this is a limited edition of just 300 CDs issued by Faster and Louder Records. I will put a link to their website in the description below, so you can go and see if they still have availability. They are showing availability at date of recording, which is the 17th of February 2025, or you might find it in some other areas. I ended up getting mine from an eBay seller, which was, as new and sealed. But have a look around, because it's unusual, not only for the name of the band, but how under the radar they were back then, but did have some good stuff to offer. So that's Alverna Gunn. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go, if you wouldn't mind. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.